Okay, so AIME cut off. A lot of like people are actually curious right now. So like based on the like the 10B, so I'm gonna make some sort of comments. I wouldn't really do estimation for the cutoff usually, but a lot of people ask, so which is why I'm gonna kind of make some sort of comments. But yeah, let's see what we have for the question first. Like first of all, like when you look at the first problem, like the 1 and 2, even 3 is kind of reasonable for the level, but 3 might be a bit higher level, but I think it's fine as long as you've seen some question like this before, so it was expected. And then 4 is easy, and then 5 is also kind of fine. And then when you get to the number 6, actually, then this is actually taking a bit longer than the previous problems. So this might be a bit trickier for number 6. And when you look at the 7 and maybe even 8. So these two questions also a bit challenging. So especially 7 is kind of a bit wordy, but to be honest, that is not too difficult either. For 8, the same as kind of 7, expected to be at like number 8. But when you get to the number 9, like this is actually a question that most people didn't enjoy doing it. So it is actually the question that I actually didn't enjoy doing either. But that was like the question I would probably skip through if I really don't want to spend too much time on the early 10 questions and stuff. So, but that was completely like wasting a lot of time for most people. So for 10, it is kind of clear to me. So it is just as soon as you see a polynomial, you can just think about the factor theorem or maybe rational roots. So that was kind of not too bad. So for number 10. And then 11 is kind of obvious for probability. And then 12, like I hope you didn't really try find each like areas and divide by the volume of the area of the entire like figure to get that relation. If you did, then this was actually another tedious problem. We would probably spend time on it. And so that was a bit trickier if you do that way. But 13 is also like a bit trickier as well. I think this is like deserve to be a bit maybe 15 or 16 or so. This was a bit challenging. And then 14 is like kind of reasonable. And then 15 is actually expected. So some question you pass if you actually practice a lot. So this kind of not too brand new problem. So that was kind of fine. And then 16 is like also really classic. I will say that's okay to have like number 16. And then 17 is a cool problem. I think that is also deserve to be 17. And then 18 is completely something you've seen probably because this is the question that a lot of competition had before. So if you actually miss this problem, that means actually either silly or maybe you didn't really practice the silly and floor function and stuff. But that was actually slightly easier than some of the early problems to be, in my opinion. For 19 is actually one of the easiest one. It doesn't really deserve to be 19 in my opinion because this is kind of classic problem as well. But 20 was a cool one, I will say. That was like I might be my favorite question of this test. So for 20, and then 21 is also a bit challenging as I think it's deserved to be 21. And then 22 is reasonable for divisibility rules and starting bars like kind of usual problems. So this is something you should probably attempt at least if you had some practice before. So it is not brand new problem either. And 23 looks like interesting problem. So that will be the problem that I will say it's okay to miss. But 22 you shouldn't miss at all. And then 24 is also another classic question. So if you look at the past like 5, 10 years, you will see a lot of questions like this. So that is why I don't think this deserves to be 24, but it is I guess somehow reasonable. And last one is 25. So that was like interesting question as well. So I think it is okay to be 25, but I feel like it is slightly easier for A25 as well. So overall, like for 10B in the past, usually like the scores like over 100, especially last year's like 105 was the cutoff point. So I feel like this might be a bit lower than 105. So I expect to be around like close to 100 for sure, but maybe not over 100. So I expect like 98, 97 or so. So let's see what's going to happen, but that's my um, estimation for the cutoff for 10B. So I'll see you in the next video.